Hi, I'm Tyler. This is City Skylines, and we're going to start a new save today. I don't know where I should go. Suitable area for building, 78%. Now, usually when I play City Skylines, I try to get one of these industries going in mass, because it's a great place for jobs. I've had more luck with farming than I have with forestry or any of the other ones. Um, River Run. This looks like it might be a good area for dams. So let's try that. I've never really messed with dams before because they're just so finicky, I think. So anyway, what should we name this? I'm all ears. Who knows? What should we name this? Well, I think we could probably go for a nice generic name anyway. Let's just go Townsville, because that's the most generic we can do. It's Townsville, come on. Maybe we'll even see the Powerpuff Girls. Who knows? I'm not the biggest fan of Powerpuff Girls. Let me be clear. Nothing wrong with it, of course, but it's not my cup of tea. Anyway, Game Paradox Plaza, create a library. Okay, really don't need to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and pause. I don't need the tutorial. Okay, so first things first, let's figure out where we're at. Okay, so since this side has more room, we're going to definitely do that. We're going to go ahead and connect these two real quick so that we can get access to all the other ones. And one thing that I've been doing recently is I've been starting off by making a roundabout right here, about this big. Just kind of going halfway on each one, and then doing it on each side here, and then connecting it in the middle. Did I screw that up? I think I did. Shit. Let's fix that. Okay. Halfway. There we go. And okay. All right. And then we'll fix the thing or whatever. All right, there we go. Now we have a nice rotary intersection or whatever. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 off this way and 3. Why does that not line up? We're going to go 3 off this way. I'm confused. Sorry, I'm all about that symmetry, so we're going to do that. You know what? Screw it. I don't even care. It's straight. They're parallel. It's fine. Okay, anyway, so this side is going to be our residential. This will be our industrial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and come in 2 and do that. And that'll be our residential. So we're going to do just a big block right there. So now what we need to do is take care of our water. You would see everything's flowing that way. So we're going to come over here, put it down right here. We're going to do 2 initially of each one, because usually until you get to about, I don't know, 1,000 citizens, you really don't need to do much with it. And even then, like, I usually start off with little to no funding, like down to 50%. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So 50%. And I know 50% doesn't work with this because I'm strongly against doing the coal power plant because it just causes problems later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this. And it looks like there's more energy over here. So we're going to build a couple of these over here. We'll start with 3. Then we're going to link these up. And then we're going to go along the edge here. I'm going to do that. Then that. And then I'm going to go along this way. Make sure to get that right. And then connect those up. I know it looks really bad and everything, but it'll work, trust me. And since that's going to be a problem with it not being connected, we're going to extend this out as far as it'll go. And then we'll make this and this commercial, this residential. And it'll be peachy keen. There we go. There we go. And we're going to make... We're not going to make the... Go away. We're not going to make this whole thing industrial. Just going to make this part right here industrial. Okay. Now I'm going to go on speed 3 just because I like to play kind of fast. Wow. Okay. So I anticipate there not being much of a problem with this once... Man, am I really going to have to... I don't want to. Shitty limits. Then I will do that. That way they don't start bitching at me, and I can fix that later. Are you kidding me? Okay. Literally just placed it, and then it started popping up. Okay. So now what we need to do... Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Here's what I like to do because highways can be a mess. I usually like to have service roads on my highways. I don't know, it makes things run a little bit more smoothly, that we don't get these huge backups on the highway itself. But one of the great things about this rotisserie system thing is that it allows for space to be left for it. So I'm not going to make any, until we get down to like right here with all the roads and everything, I'm probably not going to make any crosses into this central area right here because I want to leave room for the highway and service roads. But anyway, we're going to add on a little bit more because there's still some demand for the residential. We're going to add a couple more columns here, and they're just going to all be residential. And that should probably be good for a while. Industry demand will probably go down once that fills up a little bit. We are also going to go ahead and make... I hate to do this, but we need to do it. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to fill this in. Okay, so I noticed that there's a lot of forest. We don't have access to any of that yet, because we don't have access to districts or industry focuses. So I'm going to probably keep industry fairly low throughout most of that until that opens up. I tend to not have regular industry until I start getting like freight shipping, like with trains and ships and stuff going, because I don't think it's worth it to, need to go in and fill this in. I don't think it's worth it to pollute the area yet, because the happiness level starts going down, and I know happiness isn't really the most important thing, but it does matter to an extent. I mean, you want your citizens to be happy, right? Okay. And that's good. How is our usage on both of these? Electricity is more than okay. We're not going to have any problems with that for a long, long time, from the looks of it. Needs more people. Okay, then that means we need more residential. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm probably going to make, once we put the highway in, I'm probably going to make any of the streets going up and down this way, long ways, one-way streets, which means it'd probably be best if I don't do horizontal rectangles like this. Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing. So this one will be a two-way street, but these will be one-way, or at least these two will be, and then this will be another two-way street, and then from then on they'll be long ways like this. Oh, not enough money. I'm trying to be a little bit conservative with my expansions and everything, because one of the easiest things to do in the early part of the game is completely screw up your budget because you spent too much on roads. And we're slowly starting to make more and more money. Once we get access to taxes, that's when it becomes a little bit easier, because then you can do an immediate ramp up to 12% taxes on everything. And the great thing is no one complains about higher taxes. Okay, so we're going to go do that. Immediately turn that into residential. And I'm going to turn this into residential too. Make sure to keep one on each side open for the road. We're getting a little bit more demand for commercial, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And this as well. I figure high traffic areas are probably the best for commercial, right? I mean, I'm not wrong on that, am I? Okay, so to those who haven't played before, City Skylines kind of does this thing where it doesn't require you to build anything like hospitals or anything until you actually unlock them. So garbage was never an issue until you unlock it, like I just did. Which means now we have to immediately go in and build a landfill, because otherwise we're not going to get any trash dealt with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it right there. Well, no, we still need that, so we can get rid of that one, and then we'll just have to build another one, because we'll build back there. Okay, so now we have trash dealt with. I apparently need to move this down a little bit. We're low on energy? Damn, that was quick. Okay, so another thing that Skyline does is the amount of energy and stuff produced is not only determined by how many buildings you have producing it, but also how much funding you give it. And I started off at 60% because I know 50% is not enough to get to the first milestone with only 3 windmills or whatever, wind turbines. So I put it up to 60, and that was fine. Now I'm raising it 15%. You don't want to raise it too much, or else you'll start going into the hole pretty bad. But basically, over the next, I don't know, 500 or so citizens, I'm probably going to slowly ramp that up to 100. And once it gets to 100, I'm probably just going to stay there and just add more buildings as it goes. Anyway, to taxes. Okay, so they're all at 9%. We're immediately going to raise every single one of them to 12. I'm not entirely sure if this affects how many people move in or not, but it's been my experience that there hasn't really been that big of a problem. We're immediately also going to build a school, because that'll make things so much easier in the long run, I swear. This game can be very forgiving and very unforgiving at the same time. Okay, what milestone was it that unlocks highways? Wait. That's quays. No? There it is. Okay, so we need to get to 2,600 people. That is very doable, I think. Okay, so now we're down here. I think we can go ahead, extend this out to, well, let's get this out to, say, here. And we'll just extend all the way over that way. And we'll just, oh yeah, it dropped us back down. We'll just go right here. And I think we're good on space right now. The residential's still filling in over here. So we can probably take a moment to save up some money for the road. Perfect. Okay. Why? Oh, were they not perfectly parallel? Shucks. But that's a good sign. Immediately people are going that way. Awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build some commercial right there, or allow for the building of some commercial. And then I'm going to extend some more roads out. I'm just going to continue going out this way a little bit. Darn, okay. Come on. Oh wow, we just had a massive jump in income. We're up to almost 1,300 per week. That's ridiculous. Okay, so turn these into residential, and then I'm going to turn this block into industry. Go ahead. Well, no, I want to save this area for more landfills, because you can pretty much get by with 2 landfills up until you get incinerators. Like once the first landfill fills up, you build another one and you start emptying the first one into it. And then once the first one gets down to about, I don't know, 50% or so, then you can start collecting trash again, and you should be fine until you get your first incinerators. And when you get incinerators, you need to immediately start. Yeah, see, here's the energy issue. Okay, so we're going to go back to the budget and raise it. Anyway, back to the trash and everything. Usually what I do is I immediately buy like 3 incinerators. And the cool thing is with the trash and everything, it tells you how much production of garbage you have per week. And the incinerators will tell you how much they can incinerate per week. So you basically take that into account and basically put in 1 more incinerator than you need so that you can start emptying one of the landfills into the incinerators to get rid of it. Because ultimately what you want to do is get rid of landfills. You don't want to keep them around. They're the worst thing ever. Because, like, let's say I turn this into forestry or farming or whatever. The farms and stuff, they're not going to be good. Okay, so the amount that I raised it was definitely not enough, so we're just going to go straight to 100%. We have the income to support it. I mean, it's probably going to only raise it by probably up to like 600 or so. Let's go ahead and watch that. Yeah, it goes up by about 4 every few seconds. I'll come back and watch that here in a second. Demand has drastically increased, so we are going to start expanding out this way. And I'm going to now do long ways, because I think we can't do those if we're going to do the whole one-way street thing. So I'm going to turn this into residential. We have a little bit of demand for commercial, so I'm going to turn this corner into commercial. Commercial is kind of finicky. You don't want to really have too much of it, but you need to have enough of it, and you really don't want like huge just blobs of commercial. At least not until you get dense commercial zoning, which comes later on. But in the early game, you kind of just want to put it here and there. You don't want to concentrate all in one place because it needs to be accessible to a bunch of different areas. Anyway, that should drive down the commercial considerably. Also, commercial is probably going to be your smallest zone because demand for commercial, it's kind of like for every, few dozen citizens, you probably want at least one, like 16 square thing of commercial or something like that. I forget what the numbers are. I did the math at one point, and I think I'll probably do it again at some point. But it kind of comes down to like a very small amount of commercial for each one of your like blocks of residential. Okay, so I have been waiting for this. Okay, so forestry and agricultural specialization, we're immediately going to start a forestry specialization district, which we just opened up. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause it here. Oh, I need to immediately build one of these. Fire departments, can't live without them. Police departments you can actually live without for a little while. It really doesn't affect it all that much. I should probably build another hospital, or a hospital as well. Cool, it fits perfectly there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this. Holy hell, there's a lot of forestry over here. So what we're probably going to do is start the forestry over here, and then we're going to move it over this way. I'm not sure if I really want to do oil. Oil is profitable, but it's a finite resource. It does go away over time. And it also pollutes the land for a while. So I don't know. We're going to go ahead and build a district like over here. just kind of general area. Yeah, we'll call it High Hills. We're immediately going to do smoke detectors, which cost a little bit up front because it has to basically put one in each house. But it decreases your fire chances considerably. Okay, so we're going to build this way, this way. We're going to just build like a basic square. Let's not go lowest speed. Let's go up here. Sorry, I know some people probably prefer to watch it at the slower speed, but I need to play at the faster speed. I just think that fast. Okay, so I need to do my normal rectangular blocks or whatever. And you would think with industry, and this is just me thinking here, you would think with the industries and everything, you would want, like in the forestry and farming and all that, you would want less roads. But the fact that you can only build 4 tiles from the road kind of prohibits that. And I find that kind of odd. And I'm not the only one who's thought this, I'm sure. But yeah, I just find it a little bit odd that you can't do that. Like, if I could just build, like let's say I just left this out. If it was completely full of squares and they just had these huge 8 by 8 square things of industry, perfect. But they don't. So I can't. I'm going to go ahead and extend... Wait, I don't have the money to do that yet. Hey, look at that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just expand this out to here. Hopefully I get enough money soon. The process that I usually go is like, you know, I only provide what is needed as it comes or whatever, because you don't want to oversaturate your areas with residential and all that, because it's a good way to just have really stunted growth. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, guys. It's bad. But if you just kind of like pace yourself, you'll find it actually goes quicker in a way. Okay, so I have it paused here. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to have this episode come to an end. Let's shoot for that 100,000 people mark, that's a ways away, people. Ways away. Anyway, I'm Tyler. It's the end of the episode. I'll see you next time.